Hello, Elementor World. So what we're going to do today is show you how to pass information from one form to a second form without using any additional plugins. Okay, so you do need Elementor Pro to do this, but it's a pretty easy thing to do. So what we're going to do is, again, take these form fields and pass them into form number 2 and have them auto fill out. All right, so the way to do that is to start on your second form. You're going to go into your field. You're going to go to your content, okay, and actually you're going to be using advanced and content in this case, but for the placeholder you can set the placeholder and go to request parameters, and again you're using dynamic tags for this, so click dynamic tags, request parameters, and you're going to set this to get, and you're going to give it a name. So in this case we're going to give it a name called happy name. Okay, this can be anything you want, but you're going to need to remember this because you're going to use this in the future. So we're going to name this happy name. I'm going to copy this. Okay, and then I'm also going to go into the advanced and set the default value to be the same thing. So dynamic, request parameter, leave it as get, and add the same parameter name. Okay, so next we're going to do the same thing for the email field. So again, go to the placeholder, go to dynamic, and really, you don't need to add a placeholder if you don't want to. I'm just doing that for this demonstration. You could go straight to advanced and set the default value. And we'll just go ahead and do that. We'll skip the placeholder for this particular example. We'll just go to default value, set this to request parameter, and make sure it's set to get, and put in, let's say, master email. Okay. And then we're just going to save that. So update. All right. Now, once this is done, we're going to go to your first form, where would be the form they first fill out, and we're going to set up what's called a redirect link and build out the link properly. So that way, when they submit form 1, it will pass everything over to form 2. So on form 1, go to the name field. In this case, we'll just move that, update, and then we'll do advanced, and you're going to need to get this short code, okay, and you're going to be needing the short code as well for this email. Okay, so what we're going to do is add in an after submit action, add in redirect, okay, and on the redirect you're going to place the link of where you want this form to redirect to. So in this case we're going to redirect it to form 2 and then pass through the parameters. So to do that, you're going to add these little things here, which will pass everything through properly. So, and I'll go ahead and explain the structure of this URL. So the first part is the URL that you're redirecting to. Then you're going to type in this question mark, and then you're going to add in the parameter. Now remember, we set these parameters back on form 2. These are the parameters from form 2. Okay, and so go to form 2. Email is for this particular parameter, we set it to be called master email. So in the build out of our link, the parameter is going to be called master email, and it's going to equal, and this short code comes from form number 1. So we're going to go here, go to the email, go to advanced, and grab this short code, copy it, and then add it right here. That's where that short code comes from. Okay. Then you're going to type the and sign. And with the and sign, you're going to go back and kind of repeat the same process that you just did here, but this time we're going to do it with the name field. So so go back to form 2, name, and let's look at the parameter. We named it happy name, right? Advanced, set up in the advanced, and it's set up as the placeholder. So happy name is the parameter, and it's going to equal the field that it's in form 1. So the name here, advanced, grab the short code, and that's what this part here is. The short code so the short code comes from form 1, the parameter comes from form number 2, right? And we're going from form number 1, submitting it, and going to form number 2. So once you've built out your link, you just copy this link, go to your form number 1, go to your redirect, and paste this in as your redirect. Okay, and now it's going to redirect to form number 2, and it's going to have all the parameters that are going to pass through and autofill into form number 2. So let's update. Okay, and we'll go ahead and view the page. And now this will, when we submit this, it'll pass everything through. So let's call this guy John Deere, and John Deere at gmail.com. And this is a test email send. And when we send this, the email will pass through and autofill, and the name will pass through and autofill into form number 2. So send. Successful. Redirects to form number 2, and you can see it's filled in both fields properly with the information that was passed through. Okay, so that's how you can do it and manually see what's been passed through. Let's say, for instance, that you didn't want them to be able to edit their email field or the name field. What you can do is here set the field to be, instead of a text, set it to hidden. Okay, in advanced, make sure you keep your parameters. Okay, and then what will happen is it will pass through, and it will still pass through the email and or the name and the email. Set this to hidden. Just the user won't be able to edit it. Okay, and that can be useful in case you're updating information in the back end in a CRM or something along those lines. That will prevent them from changing the email address. So that way, when they submit the second form, it will auto attach to based on the email that was submitted through. So the email is still here. You just can't see it. But that's how you can pass through parameters from one form in Elementor to a second form in Elementor without using any other plugins.